My name is G.F. Watkins, and I coach. That's what I do. It's taken me a long time to figure out what I do well, and excuse me, I may not be a cameraman, but I think I know how to coach. I have coached elite athletes. I have been a collegiate athlete. I still coach athletes. But about 30 years ago, I transitioned into coaching men of all races, nationalities, ages, and cultures on how to be godly men, but not how to be good boys, how to be successful with the life that you've been given. And to each one of us, that's different because we all have an expiration date, and we all know that. So I just want to talk to you a little bit today about a couple of things that might help you understand your need for a coach. Am I begging for that position? Absolutely not. Am I telling you that I wouldn't be where I am without one? Absolutely. So many people over the course of my 30 years in doing this ministry and coaching have come asking for a spiritual father. What I found best to do is enter the relationship as a coach. Then if it goes beyond 3, 4, 5, 10, some guys I've got 25 years, then it's definitely a father-son relationship. And then it becomes a best friend relationship. Just like my natural father, who I've known for 63 years, we are best friends, not just father-son. Roles change, roles intermix, roles are unique, and life is fun. But today I'm coming to you from Faith Lake at Jordan Ranch. This is a ranch for leaders, and we built it, about 15, 16 years ago, 22 bedrooms, and in those 15 years we've seen about 10,000 people a year come through those 22 rooms and other things that we do. We believe in touching leaders because when you touch leaders, you touch all those that they lead. Doesn't that make sense? But there are certain ways that we do it to make long-lasting impressions on the earth. Filling a room with people does not mean you're a leader. It means you've got good candy, or maybe you've got good ice cream. But a leader is someone with influence. That's who you want to be. Because you can't leave a legacy unless you have influence. It's impossible. Don't wait till you're 65 to figure that out. Most of the guys that finally come around to me and say, I'm ready to be mentored, I'm ready to be coached, whatever you say, I'm ready to do it, tired of failing. That's the kind of attitude they come, very humbly, and they've been their own boss for a long time. And then something hits them about that age, between 40 and 50, and they begin to look at their life and go, if I keep doing this, I'm not going to end up where I want to be, where all my dreams of being were. So what we do is we start off the process with just following me like this, watching what we're talking about. If it resonates with you, get a hold of us, gfwatkins.org, and see if there's something in there that you like. Take the next step, get the books, Take Your Place, get Maximize Manhood. They're all on the website. If you're not motivated enough to do that, then you're in the wrong site. It takes extreme motivation to do awesome things with your life. And my job is not to necessarily motivate you. My job is to give you instruction and guidance. There will be some inspiration because once you get up in the right place, the enemy will come at you and you'll need a coach. But books are great for giving information, and we need them because you can touch masses of men that way. And then the ones that really want it will pop up. The cream always rises to the top. So I don't know who the cream is, and I guess neither do you until you get the pressure put on you. You only find out what's in an orange when you squeeze it. So there's always pressure with everything. Pressure magnifies who you really are. And we know that as men. At the ranch, we run the largest father-son Christian campout in the United States that I'm aware of. It's called Intense Men. You can go to intensemen.com and find it. We have the only Hall of Honor, Manhood Hall of Honor in the world. It's here at the ranch. We're in Schulenburg, Texas, halfway between Austin, Houston, and San Antonio. And I really want to encourage you to come check it out, jordanranch.org, if you want to see it. And all of this you can get on our website, gfwatkins.org. So, what is the lesson today? Well, number one, I think a coach is a lot more valuable than a book or a course or a class, because a coach is one-on-one. A coach stays with you forever. A coach knows the good side of you, and a coach knows the bad side of you. And if you remain humble and coachable, he can touch all of that. The issue is, many times, even with guys that I've known 4, 5, 10 years, the reason they were picked to be on the team was because they kept allowing the coach to set the bar. And that's what you want. You want the coach to set the bar and stretch you. That's how you get where you couldn't get on your own. And at some point in their life, they'll come up and they'll draw a line instead of allowing the coach to set the bar. That's when progress stops. And unfortunately, that's where destiny stops. But if you can listen to your coach and you have a good coach and he's done some things that maybe you'd like to do, then you will become great and you will be proud of your life at the end of your life. And isn't that the goal? When you sit on that porch and you talk to your grandson, isn't it important that you have something to say? Can't you point to that man you followed and say, I followed him? The last part of what we do out here is called Manhood University. We just began that this year. I think you ought to be doing that. Manhooduniversity.com is how you go check us out, register, get ready for September when we start again. You will be have everything that I've learned in my 63 years downloaded into you in 4 quarterly meetings out here. And then the rest of the time we'll be on the phone, or if you need to come out to the ranch and have one-on-one, we do that. But I personally stay with you along with 3 or 4 other coaches, and we stay with you through that process. We give you tasks to do. We train you to do an alpha male retreat. We train you to do man church. We train you to do things in Africa, all over the world. And sometimes we take you with us for those that are hungry. So there's a lot of neat things to go with gfwatkins.org. You just got to check it out. You got to be hungry, because nobody's going to chase you down. They don't do it in life, and we don't do it here. Doesn't mean we don't love you or care for you. It just means that the prize that we're going for are souls. It's more important than anything you've ever done. And the enemy will try to stop you with everything he has. So if you have a note, let me give you an example of the 3 types of learning, just real quick. Knowledge is the first type. It's the lowest level of learning, knowledge. Reading books, going to class, going to junior high, high school, college, having a professor, a teacher. That's knowledge. That's what you put in your head. It's called the acquiring of facts. That's knowledge. Knowledge is like money. It's neither good nor bad. It depends on the person that has it. Knowledge is absolutely no good unless you use it, which brings us to step number 2, understanding. Understanding is the assimilation of those facts, putting those facts in the right place so they can be acted upon. Knowing when to use them, knowing when not to use them, so you can be successful. Understanding, you ought to write this down, comes from standing under. The way you get understanding is by being an apprentice, a disciple, an athlete, part of the team, where you imitate, like Paul said, imitate me as I imitate Christ. You imitate someone that you respect. I imitated my father, Gail Watkins, as a little boy. And then I met Ed Cole, the author of Maximize Manhood. And I imitated him, and I supported him, and I became like a son to him, not even knowing the things that you're learning right now. So you go from knowledge, level 1, to level 2 is understanding. And as you're watching him and working with him, men learn shoulder to shoulder, women learn face to face. This is how we do it. And so we put you together with men like myself, or Robert Burdett, or Jose Lopez, and you begin to go to work, and that's how you learn. And then when we pass away, you get the keys to the house. That's mentoring. That's coaching. It's a lost art. in our world today. We think going to church and sitting in a congregation is the epitome of being a Christian. Wrong. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so the first step is knowledge. Second step is understanding. Third step and final step, the highest level of knowledge, is wisdom. It's the correct understanding and usage of that knowledge. For example, you can learn through knowledge and understanding how to be a great bank robber, but you'll be put in jail or killed. That's not the highest end of knowledge. We want you to have knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, because the Bible says he who wins souls is wise. If you're born again, there is no other reason for you to be on this earth except that you win souls and change their destiny from hell to heaven. Guys, that is one of 1,000 lessons that I'd love to teach you. My name's G.F. Watkins. Look us up. You keep pressing.